Hey, it says that I'm live. I wonder if it's right. How's everybody doing? If I am actually live. It says that there's nobody watching. So I'm talking to myself still. And see if I am live. If there is anybody watching, well, even if there's not anybody watching yet, and I'm not live, I can still say hello. Because this is going to be up permanent, like on my YouTube channel. So might as well stop talking. Oh, this thing says that I'm live. Let's go to it and see, shall we? Hey. Oh, hey, that's me. Okay. Oh, somebody. I see that there's a somebody. I don't know who it is, though. Somebody say something. Whoever the somebody is, it's here. No? Okay. Well, in any case, I didn't, this time around, I didn't set an announcement pre-scheduled thing because it didn't work well last time I did it. Couldn't get it to have audio, which was pretty terrible. So I was going live and talking and stuff for solid 12 minutes before I found out wife came down and told me that I didn't have any audio. I'm a little bit crooked. Hold on. There we go. Maybe better. This time I hope that I have audio. Somebody should tell me if I don't, but I don't know how they would tell me that because they wouldn't know that I'd ask them to. Oh, Sam O'Shea said something. That means that people can hear me, I think. Hey, all right. Thanks, Sam. Appreciate that, my man. Or woman. I guess Sam could be lady as well. Okay, so we're going to start this is a new series that I'm starting, which is hopefully going to be a once a month on the first Friday of the month. About this time, I'm going to go live and I'm going to do a month in review chat about everything that's been going on in the shop and what I've done and what I've not done. New things that I've brought into the shop, stuff that I've accomplished, and tell you about the upcoming videos that you can expect on the channel, as well as opening it up to open Q&A. I went to my Patreon peeps. You can support the channel as well on Patreon if you like. It's patreon.com/woodenthingsandstuff. I go over there and I ask people questions and get video ideas from them and stuff all the time. And I'm about to do a giveaway over there as well that they might not even know about because I haven't told them. So I started by asking them if there was any questions that they had that they wanted me to cover in case nobody shows up to the live event. And I got a few to fill in gaps if people aren't around, which is handy. But let's start with a Friday night beverage, shall we? Tools are off. I'm having myself a bevy on Friday night before I go up and light the barbecue and get the steaks on for the fam. And I hope you enjoy along with me. If that's something that you do, crack one and tell me what you're consuming if you are. I probably will touch on that question a little later on. I'm going to keep things a little light for now, if that's all right. We'll start with the May shop review. So at the beginning of May, I started out with the announcement on my Patreon page to tell people that there's now a way that you can directly just support the channel. And I did have a few people hop on board, which was nice. I've been chatting with them over there. And yeah, I really appreciate those folks that popped on board, one of which was actually one of the reasons. 6-pack of Corona. There you go. That's is it weird to buy Corona these days? I would feel weird buying a 6-pack of Corona right now. Just, I don't know what. It's like just saying the word. It has a different connotation now than it used to. And then the second video that went out in May was my re-upload of my dining room table that I did because I got somebody launched a copyright claim because I used free open source music that they then decided to claim was theirs. And so I just re-edited it and re-uploaded my Spagnolo trestle table build was the second video. Then I turned the bowl for my 100 subscriber giveaway contest that I was running. And I gave that away. I did my first ever live stream like this where I drew the names. Jesse11119, all right. Good to see you. I might have some turning questions for you later. I think you were the one I was talking to in a comment thread about turning, and I might have some questions for you. Then I went on and did the DeWalt Shop Vac unboxing and initial thoughts video. That people seem to really like the unboxing of the DeWalt, the wet dry vac that I bought. It went crazy in terms of views. Actually, all unboxing and tool reviews and stuff seem to do really well. I'm not sure why people would rather watch people talk about the tools than making stuff with the tools, but that's a different conversation. Then my friend over on Patreon, Amy Gersh, picked a show topic and wanted me to discuss what saw blades I use in my machines and why. So I did that video. And then the major project video for May was the whiskey cabinet that just went up last week, maybe? And that brings us to now, which is June. And I accomplished a couple more things in May than the videos haven't been released yet. So that's going to be the upcoming video list is things that I have accomplished throughout May, I think, all in all. Yep. That whole list is things that I accomplished in May that the video hasn't gone out yet. So, well, I got some props as well. I bought myself a branding iron from Wolverine Custom Woodcraft, I think it's called, in Edmonton. And I wanted a way to stamp my work. So I talked to Chris Taza over there, and we put together a branding iron. Mark, we're not talking about the lathe, okay? Spoiler alert, guy. Jeez. I bought myself a branding iron, and I've been marking things with it. I did an unboxing and first testing of the branding iron. That video is I'm probably going to put that up tomorrow or sometime this weekend. I made, if you remember, anybody that remembers my sofa table, where I made the top out of a big slab of maple that was all twisted and wonky. I took another one of those twisted wonky slabs and I bucked it up and made a bunch of charcuterie boards. And these were the first projects that I used my brand on. And I'm going to do a video of breaking down a slab and adding some accent wood, making charcuterie boards. And that video is going to go up as soon as I get my Etsy store launched. Because these are all going to be for sale over there, except for one that's going to be a giveaway draw over on my Patreon page. So watch for that video. And I made another batch. The brand was Jesse1119. How much was the brand? The brand, I believe, was $225 Canadian. For up to 2-inch plate. And then bigger is more, I guess. I don't know. I went with the maximum size to that. I didn't know what size brand to get. It's my first time buying a brand and using a brand. So I'm probably going to get a second smaller head. And I think those are $125 each after the fact. I don't know off the top of my head. I think it's WolverineCustomWoodcraft.com. If you Google Wolverine branding iron, I'm sure it'll come up. Somebody is knocking. Who is knocking? Oh, I'm doing a live show.
I knew that.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to be in it.
You just wanted to interrupt my live show?
No, I wanted to be in it.
Okay. There's my Sven. He wants to be on the live show. Okay.
I actually got it on in there.
Okay. I'll see you in a little bit, buddy.
Right.
Whoa. Unnecessary slamming of doors. What was I at? I was at I made a second batch of charcuterie boards right after hope I didn't just break that. I made a second batch of charcuterie boards after this one that were mainly cherry, and I decided to do a sun tanning cherry science experiment where I left them out in the sun for various lengths of time to see how quickly cherry changes color in the sun. So I got a science show coming up. I'm gonna pick this up if you don't mind. Spoiler alert on the cherry sun tanning video. It is not as dramatic as I expected it to be, but I will show you what a process I used and the results of the sun tanning cherry experiment. I made some simple, straightforward kitchen shelves to solve a storage issue up in the kitchen. That video is coming up. I'm going to do another favorite tool of the right now video. I didn't mention that May 1 was my Bosch jigsaw. I don't know what my favorite tool right now is going to be right by the time that I record it. Probably in the lead would be, what would be leading the charge for favorite tool of right now? Veritas Band-Aids are probably leading the charge in terms of favorite tool right now. But we'll see what it is. Jonathan Fascioni is watching the stream. This is the drummer of one of my favorite Canadian bands, Quadrasound, Jonathan Fascioni. Hey, man. Where was I? Oh, yeah, and then I got a couple more turning videos coming up. I turned this little lidded box for my first try at turning a lidded box, and I made a couple of these guys, and that was fun. They're relatively quick, and once you know the process and gone through it a couple of times, I think I could make these relatively quickly enough to sell at markets if markets ever exist again. That was a fun little project. I made 2 of these for me to get practice, and then I made another one for a friend of mine's birthday, and I gave that to her. And so the video of me making this and making my friends for her birthday will also be coming up in June. And geez, what else? I adjusted a cabinet over on the other side of the room to make a lathe stand, because my lathe, I was mounting it on my bench and it was causing me to like crimp, like it was too high or I was too low. Hey, Mike Bennett's here too. And so I wanted a lower spot to mount my lathe. So I made one. And so that is going to be an upcoming video as well. There's lots of stuff in the works, and then whatever else I start making in June, I'll add into the rotation wherever it feels like it's a good place to throw it in. So that is sort of the May, what happened in the month in the shop review. Anybody having any bevies other than Sam, who is doing the Corona Light? Because Corona's not light enough, Sam. The real stuff gives me a killer hangover. Ouch. Yeah, Jesse, the you can buy more heads. I think there's just sort of a set screw under the heating element, and then you can just pop it off and pop a new one on. Like I said, I'm probably going to order like a 1-inch one as well, so that I have 2 separate options. Oh, bereft of bevies. Pam, send Mike to the store. He needs some too, probably. Unless he got his own and didn't get you any, that would be a jerk move. Sam Adams cherry wheat. Ooh. I have had one Sam Adams product at one point in my life. It was okay. It was pretty good. I think I had it in Toronto at a journalism conference one time. I had a Sam Adams. Oh, Mike, go to the store, man. I'll still be talking by the time you get back around from the corner. Go get some bevies. What else are we doing? What else we got going on? Jonathan Fascioni. That is fantastic that he's watching this thing. I watch the Quadra Sound podcast on YouTube now, buddy. That's a fun time. I like that. What are you guys on, like episode 4 or 5 on that? You haven't been on though, have you? You haven't been on your own band's like podcast? It's always those other guys. I was not an extra in the Hobbit movie, although if I would have been anywhere near New Zealand when that movie happened, I would have absolutely been all over that. I think I probably would have been like a Rohirrim though. I'm not short. You were on 2 episodes. I must have missed the episodes you were on then. I guess I missed a couple. Yeah, I guess I didn't realize until just recently you guys were all living in different cities now. That's got to be hard to be in a band when you guys all live in different cities. Oh, have I donated my facial hair to cancer patients? No. This is my facial hair. Why do cancer patients want facial hair? I don't think anybody would want my beard on their head. Oh yeah, well they drive to your house because you're the drummer. I think is probably why they drive to your house, because it's less of a hassle for them to bring their stuff than it would be for you probably. Let's go over to Patreon questions for a couple. I'll let some questions, if you guys have questions for me or whatever about woodworking or who I am or whatever, just put them in the chat. I'll scroll back up after I do a couple of these ones that I got from over on my Patreon page from my people over there. I actually have quite a lot. So I'm gonna go with, we'll start with Amy Gersh. And do you keep certain types of wood in stock at all times in case you get some inspiration, or do you get inspired and then go purchase lumber? This is a combination of those things. I don't know if you're going to be able to. Yeah. So those are my lumber racks over there. That's up there's my Douglas fir. And then we got your random below it. And then we got cedar, cherry, walnut, and some scraps. And then the maple up there. And then around over here, we've got some pine and the sapele that is destined for a sideboard. So I keep a fair amount of wood on hand because I actually have a video on my channel called something like my name's Mike and I'm a wood hoarder or something, where I talk about my problem with acquiring wood. I have a big stack of Douglas fir out behind my house. Yeah, I do love walnut because it's awesome. It's too expensive though. And so I keep a stock of different kinds of wood on hand, but I almost always end up, no, that's not true. Lots of times I'll need a strip of something like an accent wood that I don't have. I actually have some more wood inside the house. My exotics are inside the house. So if I need, say, like I want an accent strip of Paduke in a charcuterie board or something, and I don't have any, I do currently have some. But that's the time that I'll go get a piece of wood, usually is to add into the wood that I already have, because I've got an idea and I think it would look cool to have something in it. I got a wicked looking piece of canary wood that I've never worked with that I'm looking forward to try. So in general, I keep a good stock of wood on hand, and then just kind of buy individual pieces when I'm lacking a particular color or texture or something. Tony Lopez says, how do you decide on your next project? Once you finish whatever it's currently working on, does it typically relate to that project or totally different? I kind of have a running list of things that I need. So right now, that list is a guitar rack, the sideboard, obviously, that I've talked about lots of times that I can't convince myself to do. Shoe rack for the front entranceway. There's always a few things that I have like, okay, at some point soon I'm going to make these things. But then once in a while, it's kind of, again, it's a combination of both of those ideas. Of like, it's almost never related to the last project, because once I'm finished a project, I kind of want to like move into a different space, mind headspace. So I'm never gonna finish a cabinet and then be like, oh, I want to build another cabinet or something. I did that by virtue of having an extra Douglas fir board laying around, so I made my whiskey cabinet. But it's almost never. I almost always want to go in a different direction. But what the next project is kind of just what's next in line that I need, or what his wife want me to make, like these kitchen shelves that she wanted for the kitchen. Like that wasn't in the planned progression, but whatever. I can bust out some shelves for the kitchen relatively quickly, so those kind of slipped in. Got any other who doesn't like walnut? That's not a question I can answer. Only crazy people don't like walnut. Why are the exotics inside? That is a good question. The exotics are inside because I have a shelf in there for them. If I emptied one of my, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shelves out here. So if any of them got empty, I would probably move the exotics out here. But they're all relatively full. So I keep a couple of sticks of exotics up in the cherry rack because it's not totally full. But mainly they live inside because I just don't have room to keep them in here. It's not because I don't want it to get dusty, because it's probably getting dusty inside as well. Okay. No more questions in the chat room, so we'll go back over to the Patreon questions. Tony Lopez again. For what you do, when is the right time to buy a new tool? When you need it, when it's on sale and you've needed it in the past, when one breaks or stops working and you can buy an exact replacement. Oh, when one breaks or stops working, do you buy an exact replacement? Or is that your chance to think about other tools that you may want that could do the same thing? I had a similar thing as to the project question. I have a list of what needs to be upgraded when. So like the next thing that I need to upgrade is X. And before I had, like right now I have all of the tools that I need to do the type of work that I want to do. I would just like better versions of those tools now. So I decided I was fully outfitted, and I knew that the weakest link, so to speak, in the shop was the bandsaw. So I actually, no, it's the table saw first. So I saved up the money that the shop made from markets and product sales and etc. Chris Purnell's here. Welcome, East Coast. I saved up the money that the shop had made long enough to be able to afford my Rigid R4512. And I upgraded the table saw. And then I knew that the next weakest link was the bandsaw. So I saved up the money from the shop and I bought the Ritegun 10326. And then I saved up the money from the shop and I replaced my jointer. So like I have the list of tools that need replacing, and when I have the money to buy them, I research which. Well, before I have the money to buy them, I research which one I want, and then I buy it when I have enough money, and hopefully it goes on sale. Usually, I end up having enough money and then waiting for a little bit to see if it goes on sale, and then it doesn't, and then I buy it anyway. That's what was about to happen with my planer upgrade. I decided that the planer was the next thing that I was going to upgrade. And I was going to go with the DeWalt 735, and I needed about $700 Canadian plus tax to do it. And I was saving up money from the shop, and then I had the money, and then it didn't go on sale, and it didn't go on sale, and it didn't go on sale. And then I was doing some turning a little more often than usual. And I kind of started thinking maybe I wanted to put the lathe in advance. Yeah, that's right, Jen. I am funny sometimes. I get into turning a little bit more, and I started moving the lathe upgrade a little higher on the list while I waited for the planer to go on sale. And then I'll show you what I did. I'll show you guys for coming along for the live show. I'll show you what I did. Look what I did. I bought a Laguna Revo 1216. So yeah, that's how I upgrade tools. No shop tour. No shop tour is a December event, Pam. It happens in December, the year-end shop tour. But I bought the Laguna Revo 1216 lathe as my most recent shop upgrade, and it went on my newly renovated cabinet stand shelf area over there that I actually built to house my crappy lathe and get it down to the right height. I put a better lathe on it once once I made it. So yeah, that's how I upgrade tools. There's some good convo happening over in the chat room there. I like that. People hanging out. Anybody having drinks? Come on. Berg and Mark's got to be having some drinks. Jen? Man, what's the first thing I'm making on the new lathe? I already made it. You saw it. It's a bowl. I made, if anybody that remembers, when I tried to make a bigger bowl on the old lathe, and it all went to, and I had these 6 cedar and walnut bowl blanks laying around. So I decided to take and throw one of those up on the lathe. I'll go get it. Hold on. Be right back. Promise. So I took the bowl blank that didn't work last time, and I made a bowl out of it. And it's pretty good, I like. So, I mean, there's some tear out in it. I needed some longer lathe tools. My lathe tools are a little bit small to get the proper leverage, and I can't get them out over the tool rest as far as I would like. And I would like a longer tool rest. The tool rest on the lathe that it comes with is only 6 inches long. But I am still carbide because I don't really have the room and or the resources to get a whole sharpening get up for gouges and chisels and things. So I'm still using the 3-pack of carbide tipped Penn State Industries turning chisels for now. But I'm open to the idea of going with traditional turning tools. But I would have, like I said, I would have to get I don't want tools to get dull and then be pissed at them and not able to sharpen them and stuff. So I would want to get like a low speed grinder kind of situation, and then have a space to have that permanently set up somewhere. And it's on the upgrade list, like the planer. I can sharpen carbide. The carbide turning tools. I'm gonna look that up. I actually chipped the square one, the square tip one. It like exploded a corner out of it, but that's okay. Tony Lopez, hey, what up? What's next on the list? The project list or the tool upgrade list? Because the next tool up on the upgrade list is now back to the planer. I still think I'm gonna go with the DeWalt 735 because I don't have any 220 out in the shop, and that seems to be basically the top end of the 110 volt or 110 volt. I think I'm not an electrical guy, but yeah, it seems to be the best planer you can get for the electricity that I run out here. So if that was the question, the next thing on the list is the planer. You can't fix a chip. No, I can't fix a chip. But the tips are relatively inexpensive. I think you get one like a 3-pack of all 3 of them, I think is like 30 or 40 bucks or something. And they last for a long time, unless you chip them. When are you going to do a big, crazy epoxy bowl thingy with Lego bits in it? Never, probably. Because epoxy is really expensive. And I wouldn't want to... It'll be a long time, let's put it that way, before I start trying to turn epoxy, because I don't even trust myself really to be able to turn wood yet. So I would hate to make a blank out of $200 worth of epoxy to make a bowl and then just like wreck it. You could come install 220. Yeah. You just, when the planes start flying again, and you just, I don't know where you are, Jesse. Are you in California as well? I know Amy Gersh is in California. I don't remember if we've talked about where you are. Yeah, I know an electrician as well, but I don't know if I have enough power coming from the street to add any more power to the house. So I need to actually get like an assessment done. In Oklahoma. Oh, cool. Sooner country, is that right? Yeah, the Oklahoma Sooners. I don't know too much about Oklahoma. Actually, of all of the states, it's that grouping around there. I don't know too much about it unless it's about football. Yeah, Mark's drinking Sleeman Honey Brown. That a guy. I'm drinking the Sleeman Original Draft because I get 3 more for the same price. What else we got? Any other questions? Just people saying hi to each other. My friends hanging out in my chat room on YouTube. That's awesome. This is fun. I like doing these. I think I'm gonna enjoy. This was a good idea, doing a monthly one of these and hanging out with people. Yeah, that's the next tool, Tony. It's the it's Oklahoma City bombing, I guess. Yeah. Well, here's your platform, Jesse. Tell us a little bit about Oklahoma. You got alligators? Okay, let's do another Patreon questions. Have I turned a coffee mug yet? Can you turn coffee mugs? I haven't. I thought about doing a chalice. Does that count? I don't know that I would want to drink hot beverage out of. I guess you could just not finish it, but then it would get stained with coffee. I don't know that I would want to drink hot beverage out of finished wood item. But I mean, it's inert once it's cured. So yeah, maybe I could make a coffee cup. I do want to make a chalice. And then like drink out of a chalice once in a while. Like a big wooden, like a big block of walnut. Yes, big block of walnut. There's all finishes are food safe once they're cured. So I drink mead. Yes, I will drink mead from my walnut chalice. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, back to the back to the questions. What are your shop Amy Gersh again? What are your shop must-haves? Small things, big things, tools, stereo. Shop must-haves other than tools that you use to make things. Here's one of them right here. 100-pack boxes of Random Orbit sander, hook and loop sandpaper. This one, speaking of, this is a good thing that you told me, you asked that question, Amy, because I need to get more 150. I keep a box this size. It comes 100 sheets or discs in each one. I keep 80, 150, 240, and 320 on hand at all times because I never want to run out of a grit of sandpaper that I use frequently. So while it sucks to pay 30 or 40 bucks at a go for sandpaper, it's worth it to just have it at all times. And the local tool store, once or twice a year, brings in all the tool reps and the company reps, and they're usually doing a buy one get one free or something on the boxes of sandpaper. So that's when I get it. And yeah, giant stocks of sandpaper is probably off the top of my head. That is a shop must-have. I used to have a stereo in here, but I find myself most of the time listening to podcasts and things, and I just run those through my phone. It's not plugged in right now, but I have a Google, like a Hey Google, play me the thing, and I have a Spotify. So I recommend having some kind of, it's not a pimp cup, okay? It's not gonna be a pimp cup. It's chalice of doom and wondrousness. I'll find a better name for it, but it's not gonna be a pimp cup. Oh, I'm setting off people Googles. Okay, I won't say that anymore. I could make people look stuff up. While they're watching this, I could be like, say the thing that you have to say to start it, and then find an interesting fact. Oh, hey, here we go. Okay, Jesse, you have to report in on this. Okay. Hey Google, what's a fun fact about Oklahoma? Tell us what it said. This will be fun. Oh, I wonder if anybody else's Googles told them something interesting about Oklahoma because I said that. Stop the playback. Oh, because you're watching this on your phone, so yeah. Well, maybe I shouldn't do that. Oh, my boy Chris Zumkeller's here. I want everybody who likes watching things on YouTube to go over to Zumkeller Woodshop, and check out. He lives in town here, and he puts way too much effort into making his woodworking videos. and they're super fun to watch. I like making fun of him because he incorporates like a shot of his foot stepping in sawdust and stuff. Like he's that kind of filmmaking woodworker guy. So go over and watch some of his stuff. He made this fantastic. My favorite one is the wall hanging, the droplet. I don't remember what it was called, but it was a power carved series of circles out of a big slab of maple, and yeah, the most shoreline for any state in the U.S. Really, Oklahoma? Like more than Alaska? That doesn't sound right. There's feet in your next one too. I see now. I think honestly, I think Chris that you just do it now because I make fun of you for doing it. That's what I think. He did one video. I don't remember which one it was, but it was he had a shot from like 4 different angles of him climbing up a ladder to go get the piece of wood he was going to use. Like that's it. That's just way more work than I think anybody should put into making YouTube videos. Just to spite me, yeah. Oh, that's interesting. The shoreline thing is interesting to me. That's cool. I didn't know Oklahoma was that big. I thought, okay. I thought for sure Florida and then Alaska would have more shore than, or Texas. No, Texas is mostly bordered on other land. A lot of dams. Yeah, we actually here in BC we have a lot of dams and lakes made from dams as well. Well, yeah, obviously British Columbia has the most shoreline in Canada. Like, we're not talking about Canada right now, Pam. So, no more questions? Where are we at? We're just about 45 minutes in. Anybody got anything? What did you miss? Well, I did my whole month of see, now I'm confused. Did you? Oh, I get it. Shore. Took me a minute to figure it out. You're completely landlocked, but you do have the most shoreline because of the number of lakes and the shores around the lakes. See? Just took me a minute. Chris, you missed my whole month review of the shot. You're gonna have to watch this again after the fact because I'm not gonna go through it again. The May shop review and the June upcoming videos and projects, and yeah, I got it now. Stop making fun of me. Shoreline. Yeah, it didn't click because in my head I'm picturing the shoreline being like our shoreline in Campbell River is the ocean. Okay, so that's where my head went. Leave me alone. Okay, what else? Anybody got anything more to say? What's the next project? Mark Bergen says. I think I'm just gonna turn for a little bit because I got the new lathe and I just kind of want to keep chucking pieces of wood up on it and get better. Okay, later, Mike. Go get you and Em some drinks. What am I making for dinner? I'm making butcher shop steaks and roasted potatoes. And you probably are going to make me grill some kind of vegetable. Because you guys like crappy vegetables. It'll probably be asparagus too, because you made me buy asparagus. Yeah, next few projects are probably going to be lathe things, but I also have to make a guitar rack to organize my guitars and a shoe rack for the entryway. So those are upcoming flat projects, flat, square, non-lathe projects. Oh, I almost need another beer. Yes, Jen Bergen, I do have an oscillating sander. And I know that you also have an oscillating spindle sander. that you quite enjoy, like a weirdo. I have not tried the carving disc yet, Chris. Chris is a big fan of the saber-tooth carving bits and things. And so I got... no, Jen has my old oscillating sander. Mark bought it, I think. Didn't he? Yeah, I think so. I haven't tried the carving disc yet. I got a saber-tooth carving disc because I want to try power carving with it. But it still scares me a little bit. So I want to like watch some other people doing it so that when I turn on an angle grinder with something attached to it that is supposed to rip wood apart really quickly, I don't do something wrong and hurt myself. So I'm gonna watch some YouTube. Hey, Mr. Fancy YouTube channel, maybe you could do a video on using a carving disc on your angle grinder, and then I won't be scared to do it, and I can give it a try because I'm gonna have to get some confidence that I'm not gonna hurt myself with this thing because I have seen angle grinders go badly for people. All right, new beer. And let me, Chris, let me know if you get a sudden influx of subscribers, because and then you can say thank you very much. I do think that people should go and subscribe to Chris's channel. He doesn't do a ton of videos because he takes way too long to make them because they are awesome. See, Mark would watch the video as well. I think Jessie is the one that said that when I was talking about being scared of lathes, she was like, yeah, I'm scared of angle grinders. Is that conversation that we had, Jessie? I think so. When you told me that I have to keep my tool flat. Steaks just arrived. Nice, I'm having steak too. Okay, we'll see you later, Jessie. Thanks for coming. We're gonna talk lathe technique at some point. You're gonna help me out. Maybe when you come hook up my 220. What else we got? Anybody else? Anything else? No? I could just sit here, but that'd be super boring for people to watch me just sit here. What do you guys, do you want to see something? Do you want, do you want me to talk about anything specifically in my shop? Oh, you know what? Actually, now that I'm looking at the screen, one of the upcoming projects, yes, see, Zumkeller's got it. One of the upcoming projects is to finally get things mounted in the cabinet. Currently, what's in the cabinet are my hand saws, just sitting on the bottom, because I haven't put my brackets and mounting things in yet. So that's going to be an upcoming project too. Is I gotta make them out of walnut, and little mounting brackets and notches to hang my saws in, and then everything from essentially this half, all of that, all the saws and measuring and marking tools and chisels and mallets and everything are going to go in there, and this wall is going to turn into just a plain wall. It's going to turn into a wall of planes because I want to get my old planes that I've been building up on the wall for display purposes, and then maybe I'll be convinced to refurb them. What kind of guitar do I play? I play a few different. I play acoustic guitar almost exclusively. I have some electric guitars, but the strings are too close together on electric guitars. The main guitar that I play is a Fender Malibu acoustic electric, and I also have an Ovation Celebrity, is kind of my secondary guitar, and I have a Tanglewood 12-string that I play sometimes as well. Those are, I guess, they're the three main guitars that I play. Yeah, the Malibu is a pretty guitar. You're right. The Celebrity's pretty too. It's green with little leaves. Sleeps with it too. Picked up the Gucci. Yeah, it can be addicting. Guitar playing can be addicting. I wish I played a little more than I do, but I just have too many hobbies that I like doing, and there isn't enough time for any individual one of them. Uh, I was playing guitar today. I'm writing a new song. Maybe I'll play it on the channel sometime. Actually, the one time that I played a song that I recorded myself playing a song and put it up on the channel, people really seemed to like that. So I kind of thought that was weird because it's a woodworking channel and that would catch people off guard. I thought I was gonna get like a, oh, this isn't what I watch your channel for kind of thing, but people actually really liked it. So maybe I'll do another one someday. Will I make a YouTube video of the Too Many Guitars? Yes, the Too Many Guitars will be in a YouTube channel, in a YouTube video, because I'm going to explain when I make my guitar rack to have them better organized. I'm going to have to explain why I need them better organized. So, and I only have too many guitars. I don't have too many guitars. Shut up. I want to say I have 9 guitars. I'm not a luthier yet, but I'm gonna be. Pamela. As soon as I make a guitar, I'm gonna be a luthier. I have almost made a guitar. It was one of the first things that I started to do way back when I started. Well, not way back. I haven't been doing this that long. But one of the first things that I was watching Crimson Guitars YouTube channel, and he was making all kinds of guitars, and I was like, hey, that doesn't look that hard. I'll make a guitar. And I made an electric hollow body guitar that is all but functional in terms of its construction, but I need to get it wired up and see if it plays. And I don't think it will. I want to say you're not. No, I am under. No, I'm not underestimating my number of guitars. I already said I think I have 9 guitars. I have a bass, 12 string, the Ovation, the Malibu, the Beaver Creek, the Squire, Vantage type thing, a bass, and a Dean. That's 9 guitars. Not underestimating anything. Okay, well, I think nobody else seems to have any questions or want me to show off anything. Or, oh, you know what I did? I bought the 2 wooden car looking things. Those are planes also, Jen. These? Those are also hand planes. These ones I made. I made that hand plane. I made that hand plane. It's a little dusty, but these are also hand planes. If that's what you're talking about. So I don't see any other car looking things. And speaking of planes, I accidentally bought another couple of planes today. Somebody, I just, sometimes on Facebook, people will like throw up old tools and stuff. And when they say like make an offer or the price is super cheap, I just buy them because who knows if they're going to be really good or really crappy. And if they're really crappy, then maybe I can refurbish them at some point and make them not really crappy. And in either case, pretty soon I'm going to put all my saws and marking materials and stuff up there, and this wall's going to need to be filled with planes. So in worst case scenario, they were cheap enough that I'm not going to be upset if they're just displayed. So that's probably another upcoming project at some point, probably not this month or next month, but at some point in the fall, I'll probably try to do a refurb on one of my old like Facebook or Craigslist find hand planes. So that'll be fun. I'll probably wreck a plane, but I'll probably wreck a plane that I didn't pay more than about 15 but 20 bucks for, so it's not that big a deal. Okay, well, that's about it for this one, I think. I hope everybody had a fun time. We're coming up on an hour, which is plenty of time for me to babble my way through a video in the garage. So, I'm waiting on the guitar stand. Yeah, how many guitars does your kid have, Tony? Because I'm looking at, I'll probably make one for about a half a dozen of them and then leave 3 or 4 of my individual stands laying around in various locations. I got one up in the living room, that kind of thing. So I'll probably make one that holds about 6 or I'm gonna make it, I think I'm gonna make it about 4 feet long. So what do you put a guitar every 6 inches? I guess it would hold, if I made it 4 feet long, it would hold about 8 guitars. So that's the plan. I'm gonna do about a 4 foot long guitar rack as an upcoming project. Later, Chris. Thanks for stopping in, man. Have a good weekend. Yeah. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Remember, if you want to get preloaded questions on these things, you can head over to patreon.com/woodenthings and stuff, like my boy Tony and my girl Amy did this month. And they preload me with questions so that I don't just have to sit here and wait for people to come in and ask questions. But this is fun. I'm going to do this the plan is to do this every first Friday of the month. My boy David Simcox, Dave, you been here the whole time and just didn't say anything? Or did you just show up? Yeah, the stapler is an important display piece. What do you mean, come on? What does that mean? Anyway, I'm gonna finish my beer. I'm gonna go upstairs and light up the grill. See you, Nate. Thanks for stopping in. Bye for now, everybody. We'll see you. We'll do this again in a month. And oh, that's true. I think we do have Dave's old stapler. The old red one. It's like really hard to. You come get it anytime, buddy. You can have it back as soon as you show up. I'll give it to you as you walk in the door. And then we'll have dinner out on the barbecue on the back deck. The kids can go play in the yard. It'll be fun. All right. Later, everybody. We'll see you next video in sometime in the next 2 days when I talk about my new branding iron. Now let's see if I can shut this off. I think I had a problem last time, didn't I? Maybe it's just this X. You think it's the X? I think it's the X.